All right, we are 21 hours away from the start line. Still here in Boulder, about to head up to Leadville now for the athlete meeting. Just want to show you guys kind of what we're bringing along here. We got the fridge, of course, the amazing van that my buddy Matthew Bickles let me borrow. There's another fridge in there. All the camping gear, cooking gear. This is all dry food. I'll show you a little bit about what we got. Oh yeah, all the muffins, chips, all those goodies, my clothes, sleeping bag for the crew, Kelly's pack, some of Kelly's stuff, gifts for the crew, propane. This is Mike's bin, so in here, all stuff that I might need during the race, my gear, some electronics, and then in here we got, oh man, one more, stove. So getting the stove right inside the van is pretty sweet. Got another fridge here, a bed the crew can kind of sleep in, and then in the back, probably hard to see now, but we got some tents, bunch of water jugs, table, some more things. So about to get ready, head out to Leadville. Ooh, want to show you guys these. These are some binders I made for the crew. So I got 7 people helping me out, bunch of friends and family, and I made them these little Bibles here. So got the map of the race on the back, and then all of the secrets on the inside. So kind of you can see when I'm picking up people, what my goals are, different goals here. You can see here, I'm happy with A, B, or C. I want to finish this thing. I want to feel good, want to be healthy. So yeah, gotta start heading up to Leadville now and take you along for the journey. All right, Ram, are you ready for second grade today? Okay, let's go.
40 years of running for the founders of the Leadville Race Series, Bailey Maupin and Ken Clover.
You can make it a better family, you can make it a better workplace, and our goal, we're all out there gonna make it a better world.
You commit. You're not gonna quit. When it gets to hurting so bad you can't remember anything, you remember one thing, one word, Leadville. Leadville.
Let's go.
We'll come see you fun.
Yeah, when I pulled out, I was like,
yeah, we should pick up
the Ocho. That's how you know. Real ultra runner right here.
First. Okay. Now, I've got 14 of those silver buckles. Okay. So you just tell me. I'm hand to me. I won't quit.
I won't quit.
See you
Keep up. See you at the finish line. Look who we got here.
Let's
Mr.
go.
Pilot himself.
Let's
rocking the speed lands.
Leadville ready.
Kelly
can see there, she's gonna be stopping.
Yeah.
Alright, guys.
Probably gonna be so I'm hoping to get back to Twin Lakes before it gets super dark. Like,
I mean, I've been here. We've been here a couple times that I've been here, but I haven't gone from here to here.
Yes.
Okay, so Kelly, what are you most excited about for tomorrow?
To see you cross the red carpet of victory.
Heck yeah.
Not nervous? Oh, I mean, I'm a little nervous. That only means I care. I'm a lot nervous. But it's all right, because it just means I care a whole lot about you and about doing hard stuff. I want to remember it. That's what I really want to do. I really want to remember it. Like, and not like just get through it. I want to enjoy it because we're in like a beautiful part of the country and we're doing a really like, you're like one of like less than a 1.0000% of people who are doing this. And I want to like remember it and how cool it is, because I probably won't do the full thing.
I'm excited for the Shuffle Brigade.
The Shuffle Brigade.
Yeah. Like we're gonna meet a lot of really cool people,
Dude,
and
so
see them
many
in like
people.
what is arguably some of the most intimate, vulnerable states of their
Oh,
entire
yeah.
existence.
They said today the average is 47 people. 47% of people complete it. 53 people
Less than half.
don't. Less than half.
Yeah.
Not us.
Not us.
Not us.
Not gonna happen.
Not
You're gonna
happen.
finish. It's gonna be great.
It's just another crazy thing he's doing. But so far, he's done all those crazy things. So I have faith.
Okay.
Named the founders of the race, and he's been
Ken and Marilee.
they were there. They've been doing it for 40 years. He can barely walk because he's been carrying tires
Dang it!
up mountains.
That's epic.
For decades. He was in the mines like 40 years ago trying to onboard like, how am I going to save my town? And then the way that he presented like this love, discipline love, or I don't know how you would describe it, like tough love. I don't even know if it's that. But like you have a debt to pay. And so you got to pay that debt. And it's not about like showing up with motivation at the start line. That's gone. Now it's like you're committed. You know, like it's just commitment. Like every step you're committed. You are doing this. Like not giving you, not running on like energy, but rather like devotion of like, I'm going to get this thing done. And I thought it was really beautiful.
It was.
Ready.
So excited for you.
It was late a mile. Yes, sir. Nice and easy.
Nice and easy.
That's where we're at right now. That right there is sunrise number 1. We're what, 9.5 miles in? Feeling good. But these guys gotta pee like 10 miles down.
10 miles in, baby.
Just 90 more to go. Made it to May Queen. How it feeling?
Sure. Feeling good.
Heck. Look at that view. Sticking with the boys, we started this race together. We're at a little over 15 miles together. We're on Hagerman Road right now. Playing it smart, hiking up. Getting here was a little tricky. That Colorado trail was steep. My heart rate popped a tiny bit there, but I think we're okay. So yeah, we're about to turn up to Sugarloaf Pass, go over, then down Powerline. All right, so I'm pounding up Sugarloaf Pass here. I'm like, hey, big guy, here's my man Greg.
I recognize this guy because he looks like a true hybrid athlete with muscles all over the place.
Too kind.
I'm jealous.
Greg and I met at the Ram party. He was doing, I think, you did the 50 mile, huh?
I did in May.
Yep. I did the 50K. And we talked about this race, and then look at that, here we are.
Here we are.
So cool, ultra community, making friends everywhere.
Picking up with people that are at your cardiovascular fitness, I guess. Because
Hey.
here we are, right?
Heck yeah. You know, there it is, Turquoise Lake down there. Came up from that, getting pretty close to the top here. I think Joey said he's gonna set a PR on the way down.
5-minute mile.
Let's go.
5-minute mile.
Let's go. Coming down Powerline. Feeling pretty good. Feel sweaty, so forgot my salts on this first 23 miles, 24 miles. But I'm gonna grab some at the aid station here. Check out this steepest. Oh boy.
Yes, sir. What's up, baby? Hell yeah, buddy.
Yeah, Mike.
We're good. Yes, sir.
Honey!
Keep going,
Go,
Mike.
go, go.
All right, here we go. Gonna start. All right, just left half pipe. We're at 29:34. Feeling pretty good. Keeping it calm. There's Twin Lakes.
We're here at Twin Lakes. The crew. Kelly's a superhero. I don't know how she does it all, and she's got a pace later.
Oh, woo!
Oh, you're so handsome!
Looking good.
My goodness! All smiles. Let's go. Let's go. Freaking animal.
Good, Mike. You want to take your hat?
Oh yeah, it's popping here, huh?
Yeah, it is. It's a freaking party.
Water.
Okay, I need a lot of LMNTs and I don't think I have one.
Okay,
And can you move the back stuff to the front packs?
Do you want to keep the gels that are in the back? Do you want to keep your Bluetooth?
Yes, please. How you guys doing? How's that
Don't worry about us. We're great.
We're great.
We're living like kings.
Heck yeah.
You look great, man. My
You
goodness.
look so good.
Hey, what's happening? Hey. How are you?
Hey, how are you doing?
Nice to see you.
Yeah. Best of luck, man.
Hey,
I hope
thanks,
everything's
man.
going well and
Things are doing
having a
good.
great race.
Yeah, heck yeah, having fun.
See where that sunscreen is right there?
What thing?
Can I get that pink and gray pack right there?
Wait, that might lower half if you could. And a little bit lighter.
Lighter, okay.
Okay, a little lighter, please.
Is this?
Yes.
Come on, Mike. Yeah, buddy. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Buckeye. Come on.
See you in a few hours, bro. See you in a few hours, buddy.
Go get it. The nicest leg.
He's so handsome. So freaking strong. I can't handle it.
Mike.
Ow, ow.
Yeah,
Okay, bye, honey. Go get him.
Very good. Yeah, gotta go across this thing. Oh, that feels good. Oh, that feels good. Let's go. Yeah, bro. No, I'm good, I'm good. Oh, dunk your hat, he's saying. Like dunk your hat and go. I'm going up that, over, back up and back. This right here, this is the race. The next 8 to 9 hours. Pass just under 7,000 total feet elevation gain. 22 miles. Let's go. Got the llamas up here. Hopeless aid station. You gotta go all the way up there. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Just saw Dan Churchill feel bad. He was having such a good pace. He rolled his ankle. I'm all alone out on the trails. I was the last person to make 50-mile cutoff. Everyone that passed now, his day's over. It's kind of sad. But I gotta pull out some kind of Herculean effort to make it back to Twin Lakes. Fucking do it. All right, it's the morning of the 20th now, about 9 o'clock, maybe a little bit after. Didn't make it last night. Probably have told you about that at this point, but my man Joey is en route. I think he made it to May Queen by 15 minutes before the cutoff. So I think 15 minutes to May Queen, but I think it was seconds to Outward Bound maybe. I'm not sure, but we're gonna go see him at the finish line now. Yeah, body feels good. The heart is suffering.
Hey, Mikey! Yeah! Start! Woo!
Fuck yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
What's up, man?
What's up? Well, hell. That is not the way that we wanted it to go, but DNF from the Leadville 100 wasn't able to finish. Let's see. Just kind of been processing it all morning. It's like 1 o'clock now, but yeah, tough. Body feels pretty good. Heart's hurting. So basically what happened was I was really trying to pace the race as well as I could, going off really slow, keeping the heart rate down, you know, hiking a bunch when I could. Running, of course, felt great. And then got into Twin Lakes, which is mile 38, in about like 9 hours. And so it's a little bit behind kind of what I wanted to be, but I felt amazing. My body felt really strong. Then I started going up Hope Pass, which is really difficult, but it felt okay. You know, was pushing kind of closer to the cutoffs, but just trying to stay calm because in my mind, I wanted to save a bunch for a later part of the race. And so I wanted to make sure that I didn't go out too hot and didn't kind of like, you know, blow myself up so that I wouldn't be able to finish the race. Didn't have any caffeine except for a morning coffee, and was trying to save caffeine till later in the race, which if I look back probably would have done some caffeine because I was starting to get pretty tired in that, you know, middle part of the day. But let's see, so got up to Hopeless Aid Station and was told that that's where the timing mat was, but it was actually at the top of Hope Pass. But made it through that checkpoint, and then was working down to Winfield and felt great. I was able to run all the way down to Winfield. Legs felt good, knees, quads, everything felt strong. Made it into the Winfield checkpoint at about 4 or 5 minutes before the cutoff, and so, you know, was getting nervous, but felt good. I was like, all right, I got 4 hours to make it back to Twin Lakes, and then I knew if I could make it to Twin Lakes, I could hike it in. I could hike the rest of the course in, and I'm pretty strong, like, power walker. So going from Winfield back up Hope Pass is basically like 2 sections. One is from Winfield to the start of the intense climb, and that is about almost just under 4 miles. And so I was making great time on that, feeling really good, feeling pretty strong, and then made that turn to go up Hope Pass on the backside. This is like a 21% grade for almost 2.5 miles. Super, really steep. And I felt good for the first quarter and was doing some quick math and figured if I could make it to the top of Hope Pass at 8:30, I could run the 6 minutes down to Twin Lakes at a 15-minute mile, and I just couldn't make it there in time. The altitude was kind of getting to me. I was throwing up. It was getting dark at that point, and the first mile up that climb felt okay, and then the second mile my wheels fell off basically. And so yeah, that was a tough moment out there on the mountain. Right when there was a moment when I figured out, all right, I'm not gonna be able to make this up to the top of Hope, and my race is over. And so that was difficult. Definitely had a little pity party there for a second, but was with some other great runners that were all, to be honest, a lot more positive than me. They were, you know, hyping themselves up, and I was trying to use some of that energy. And so got to the top, just messaged Kelly that I wasn't gonna make it, and that my race was gonna be over, because I got to the top with like an hour to go down, and my best timing ever doing that in the daytime, I couldn't do 10-minute miles. It's pretty technical, and so I knew that wasn't gonna happen. I didn't want to risk really like injuring myself at that stage in the race. I kind of know my limits. And so there's an aid station just as you start going down into Twin Lakes. So hung out there for a second, kind of cried a bunch by the fire, gathered myself, ate some broth, and then another runner actually didn't have his headlamp, and so I had a headlamp, so he just kind of followed me down, and then Kelly wound up meeting me. And so I don't think she didn't get my text that the race was over, and so as I'm coming down, she's calling me, because when you're up at that elevation, you don't have any phone signal. And so she's waiting for me to come into the aid station like right as the time is, so I can continue the race. So she's like, we're here, we're ready to go. And you know, amazing supporter, which I get to in a second, but I was like, oh babe, I'm done. Like, anyway, yeah, it's a weird feeling right now because my heart's so full from my crew and my family and all of the support that I was getting from the community, and heartbroken because I feel like I just let a lot of people down. And so, you know, now I'm, you know, feeling okay at this moment. After these long runs, nervous system and my emotions are kind of thrown off for a little bit. I wind up going like 55 miles back to the top of Hope, and then kind of stopped my watch there. My race was pretty much over, and so that was just under 11,000 feet of gain. And so pretty decent run. I mean, pretty long run for me, maybe like top 3 or 4 run. I just know for the next few days my emotional system's a little off, so trying to be kind to myself with this, not being able to finish the race and DNFing. I've never done that before,
but really wanted to let everything soak in. And so in the morning time, the Airbnb that we're at now is about 2 blocks away from the finish line. So went to bed at like 1:30 in the morning, woke up at 8:30, made over to the finish line at 9 o'clock to see people coming in. And boy, that was a difficult one on the heartstrings. You know, you're seeing everyone come in, their whole crew, their whole family running in with them, supporting them. It's such a beautiful sight. And one that, you know, you really were thinking about, or I was thinking about, dreaming about, envisioning, focusing on for months. Kelly was going to pace me that final section in. We were going to be able to celebrate that together, and obviously it didn't happen. So we were going there, luckily had our sunglasses on, and we were just crying. But it was cool to be able to be out there and see that and let that moment sink in. And also support my good buddy Joey, who we were able to run the first like 30 miles-ish of the race together, which was cool. And he was able to, he made the Twin Lakes cutoff with like 15 or 30 minutes to spare, and then was able to make it all the way in and finished at 29:30 something, I believe. And so that was so cool to see him finish, you know, when we started, you know, almost 30 hours ago together. So that was awesome to support him and see the crew. I got queen of the aid station's #1 supporter, crew chief here, my honey Kelly. Thank you so much, baby.
Yeah, honey, proud of you. You look so strong and so present, and always checking in on us, which of course you would. But really strong coming into Outward Bound, really strong coming into Twin Lakes. How did you feel coming into Outward Bound?
I felt great. Yeah,
marathon in, huh?
Yeah, just under a marathon, I think, at that point, and I felt really good. I was trying to pace the race smart so that I could finish it, or have the opportunity to finish it. Probably, you know, in hindsight, maybe could have gone a tiny bit faster in that space, but you never know. It was all unknown. I've never run a 100-mile race before. So felt awesome seeing you guys. Had amazing tables set out, big spread, all the food. It was kind of felt like a NASCAR pit crew. When you go in, it's just like, this is off, water bottles filled, chug electrolytes, eat some food, da-da-da-da. Okay, someone's on the timer. My dad was like, 2 minutes left, 1 minute left. And then it's like, cool, we're out. And that was fun. And then coming into Twin Lakes was so cool, because you come down this hill and then you hit this like boulevard, and there's just like tents everywhere. And you know, Kelly and my friends and family were like right there at the bottom of the hill, and so it was really emotional. As you're like running in, you're like crying because you're seeing them, you're so excited, and then they're running with you down as you get into the aid station. And we have this like rocker camping chair, which I highly recommend, except for this moment, because it was like right by the corner of the table, and so I just like plopped in it and then rocked back and boom, like hitting my spine right on the chair, or right on the corner of the table, but it's fine.
How was that calf massage? Tell me about the massage.
Yeah, so my mom was like massaging one of my calves, and Kelly was massaging the other, and she's very strong, and it was like did a lot of Thai massage, and was just like ripping into my calf. I'm like, babe,
I was like, oh, I feel it not here. Let's work this out right now. I'm like, this is
not the time. Just like, basically just touch me. Like, just rub my leg. But no, it was awesome. I couldn't have asked for a better support team. Conversations about the race, so much thinking about it. It's made her watch so many videos. We came out here to train. We spent a lot of money. Just like so much investment into the race that for me now, it's hard to feel like it's not a failure, or because it didn't finish the race. And then I made these binders for my crew on like, you know, a map, when I could be expected in, where the aid stations are, directions to aid station, my why. And my why for the race is really just to push myself, to see what I'm made of. I love challenging myself. I love pushing these different extremes. And so if that is, you know, the goal, I'm not trying to win the Leadville 100. I started running in October, really, of this year, like focused on running. And so, yeah, like there's it's all the cliche sayings, right? Like you don't, it's not a failure if it's only a failure if you don't learn from it, or what is the experience why is the reason that you're doing the experience, and if it's to learn a lot about yourself, then that's why I really wanted to go to the finish line this morning, to like let that experience sink in and see everyone coming in, see what I wasn't able to achieve this year, and be able to really let all of those emotions and that tough stuff soak in and be open to that, which I'm glad I did. It was a beautiful experience and really hard, but you know, I don't run races and push myself physically so that I just have medals hanging out in my office. I do them so that I can hopefully be a better person. And being able to accept and deal with a failure, or perceived failure, is something that's really important for me. And I'm not, to be honest, like used to failing a lot of physical things. And so this was helpful. It was good. It's good for me to really let that experience sink in. Yeah. Does that make any sense?
Makes a ton of sense. Makes a ton of sense. How are you feeling? Explain that moment when you decided, like, not today, Mountain Mike, not today.
Yeah, that was tough. So this is like on that backside of Hope, 21 degrees, heels aren't hitting the ground, you're going up, and I'm just leaning on the poles, throwing up, trying to take a few steps, and my body's just like, nope. And no matter how deep I was digging into that, you know, unexhaustible well of grit, guts, and determination, and giving myself all of the, you know, mantras and pushing, I just pushed as hard as I could. Like, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't tell you that. It's just time. I just couldn't go. I don't have a regret on that. I went as hard as I could at that moment. And so I think if I had more time, I could have gotten over and then came down. So if I went a little faster, maybe in the beginning, I could have got there, but I don't know. Figure that out later. And so that moment was tough, you know, somber moment. You're up at probably 12,300 feet at that moment. It's dark, you're pretty much alone, and you realize that, you know, those months of training, months of talking about it, months of thinking about it, months of dreaming about it, months of putting it out there, months of all of that stuff, you're not going to finish the race. And it's hard. Yeah, it's hard. And so my mind now is just on like, and I was just writing notes on my phone earlier of like, what could I have done differently to accomplish the race? So I have a lot more insight now, which is helpful. It's kind of why you try things, so you can see where you're at, make some adjustments, and go from there.
Nice job, honey.
Yeah.
We're all proud of you.
Thanks, honey. Awesome. Should we wrap it up here? Okay.
Anything else you want to share?
I don't think so. See you next year.